Hello and welcome to this introductory Excel tutorial. This lesson is an overview of Excel's basic concepts that you should know before learning more advanced techniques. When you open Excel, you will see a blank workbook with a worksheet in it. The very first thing I want to show you are the areas of Excel and how they will divide it. The top area is called the menu bar and the ribbon with tabs. Ribbons give more space to various things in Excel and clearly spell everything with words like conditional formatting, find and select, etc. All the important things that we commonly use are in the home ribbon. Similarly, there are other ribbons too, like insert, page layout, formula, etc. The second thing is the formula and name box. If you type any formula in a cell, this is where you will see it. The majority of the Excel screen is given to the worksheet grid, where you have numbers for rows and alphabets for the columns. Each cell in Excel has a unique address, like B2, which is row 2 in column B. The last area in Excel is status bar. Some of Excel's users complain that the ribbon takes up a lot of space. If you want to save up space and increase the worksheet grid area, you can double-click on any of the titles like Home, Insert, etc. and Excel will collapse the ribbon. If you double-click again, it will be expanded. If you single-click on it once, you will see the ribbon momentarily, but it will be gone once you finish whatever you need from the ribbon. You can also use Ctrl plus F1, which will turn the ribbon on and off, or you can use that arrow button to collapse the ribbon. Another thing that you will see is the Save, Undo, and Redo buttons right at the top of the screen. This is called the Quick Access toolbar. You can add anything that you want to access very quickly to this toolbar from this down menu. For example, let's suppose you often use the Center Alignment button. You can add the button to the Quick Access toolbar so that it is easily available to you always. To do this, right-click on the button and select Add to Quick Access toolbar. By clicking on the File tab, you can see various menu options like opening a file, saving a file, printing a file, closing Excel, etc. Excel comes with a very beautiful way to access everything that is out there in the ribbon. Select any cell and hold down the Alt key momentarily. You will see that Excel shows you some shortcuts. For example, if you press H, you will activate the Home ribbon. Excel will show you further shortcuts like C for copy, 1 for bold, etc. It's a very popular way to learn shortcuts that are available. Press Escape to go one step back. Also, when you press Alt, all the things in the Quick Access toolbar are assigned default shortcuts of 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. It is a very easy way to access things that you want very quickly. Escape again. The name box tells you where you are in the worksheet. If we select D5, you will see column D and row 5 highlighted. You can select a bunch of cells and it will tell you what the top left cell is. If you are in D5 and you want to go to F30, you can type F30 in the name box and it will take you there. Now let's open this Excel workbook with some data inside. Select the titles and make them bold. Align them to the middle and add a fill color. Highlight all the data and apply a border around it. Click on the second sheet. As you can see, we have a similar table. Now we need to do the same formatting steps again, but we hate doing that because it's repetitive. Instead, we can select the cells in the first table and click in the Format Painter button and select the cells of the second table. The format gets copied to the second table instantly, saving you the task of repeating the steps for the second table. But what if we have more similar data, maybe 5 more tables? So instead of clicking the Format Painter, we can double click on Format Painter and it locks the mode, so you can repeatedly use it and Excel will apply the format. When you are done, press Escape to release the locked mode. Go to a blank sheet again. From Insert tab, you can create a table from this button. Or you can click on Smart Art and from Hierarchy, you can create a nice organization chart. Now create a new sheet and in A1 cell type, go to Organization Chart. We want to add a link to this phrase in A1 cell. Right-click on it, Link. Click on Place in this document and select Sheet 1. Press OK and click on this link. Excel is going to this particular location. This is one way to use the hyperlink functionality from the Insert ribbon. Now click any cell. To add symbols like arrows, etc., from Insert tab, click on Symbol button. There are some fonts like Webdings or Wingdings that have only symbols. Click on this and press Insert. Remember that if you change the font, the symbols may not work properly because the symbols may not have been defined for those fonts. Return to Data table. Suppose you want to see the names in columns and sales in rows. Would we type the data again? No. Instead, we can select the data, copy it, and come to any empty area and select Paste and then Transpose. You can always fix the alignment if it gets messed up. Now select the new data table and press the Clear All button. Alternatively, you can also clear formats alone, etc. Select this data table. When you select the cells, you will see a thick black border around them. If you press your mouse on the edges, you will see the mouse pointer change to a double arrow. While it is there, hold the Control key and drag to make copies. Instead, if you place the mouse on the edges and drag, it will move the data. If you want to use the keyboard, you can press Ctrl+X and then Ctrl+V to move the data. Similarly, to make copies, we can use Ctrl+C and Ctrl+V for paste. Both these techniques work and save a lot of time. Let's talk about dates. To get today's date, I can type equal today, open and close parentheses. You will see today's date, but if you open the worksheet tomorrow, you will see tomorrow's date. Let's type tomorrow's date here. Select the first two dates and place your mouse at the bottom edge till it changes to a plus sign and then drag. You are telling Excel to autofill the dates for you instead of having to type them. Excel does it in a very smart way and it works for numbers either. If you type 5 and 10 and select both and drag, Excel will nicely increment the values by 5 each. This is how you can use autofill techniques to save time and do things faster. You can select from a variety of options like long date. If you select long date, you might now notice a bunch of hash marks in the cell because now the text is too long to fit in a cell. To fix this, you can select the entire column and double-click on the header line between these two columns. The column width will get adjusted automatically. Keep in mind that even though we are typing dates, from Excel's point of view, everything is a number. Let me type 1 in a cell. If I select that and ask Excel to show it as a date, Excel shows me the 1st of January 19,000. So all dates starts only from 1st January of 19,000. Another trick is that if I type Ctrl plus semicolon in a cell, I will get today's date. To print this data, I can click on File tab and Print button. From here you can see the preview of how it will look when it is printed. Sometimes you will see our contents split over multiple pages. This can be fixed by selecting Fit Sheet on one page. If I click on the page setup here, you can choose to print it in landscape orientation. You can go to Margins tab and tell Excel to print it so that the content is centered horizontally and vertically on the page. Close the window and click this arrow to return to Excel main page. You can turn the grid lines off from the View menu and uncheck the grid lines box. Similarly, you can turn off other things. For example, you can choose to not show the formula bar and disable headings. These are the standard ribbons, but there are some advanced ribbons as well, one of which is the developer ribbon, where you can use some options like recording macros, inserting form controls, etc. One of the things that we commonly see is that when we have a lot of data and we want to put only a portion of the data to focus, you can select the data, go to View tab and click Zoom to Selection button. Excel will zoom it to such a large extent that only these things are visible. Everything else is still there, but they are beyond the scroll area. Restore it to 100%, like this. Before we close the workbook, we must save the file. So from File tab, click on Save File and point it to a location. I will choose Desktop. We have saved our first file and we have learned some interesting things in Excel. I hope this has given you a good overview of Excel. Thank you very much for your time. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to improve your skills, consider subscribing. Don't forget to hit that bell so you don't miss out when I put out new videos here. Thank you again and see you in the next video.